What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tony Mac. A return of the Mac. What's happening, y'all? Happy New Year's, baby. How y'all doing? I hope your New Year's starting off right. And like I say, every day is a new year, you dig? So even if you clicked on this video and it ain't New Year's, it's still a new year for you. A new day is a new year for you, y'all. Now, with that being said, let me jump right on into the topic that I wanted to have once again, the Jordan versus LeBron. Who is the GOAT? Two reasons, y'all, why I wanted to have that conversation. One, because as you can see in the thumbnail picture, if y'all can see it, an image that will not be put across any major sports media put out there, because they also love the debate between LeBron and Jordan, but they like to make it seem like they bump heads. But in that image, it shows you that I think LeBron and Jordan don't really care about the conversation. Plus, I think those two have a good rapport with each other. Like, wouldn't it be dope just think about it, bro. If you and another person was put in a conversation where they're saying that you and this other person is arguably the greatest at whatever that conversation is about, who's going to be offended by that? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to get mad at I may be one, I may be two in that conversation. Now, maybe if me and that person debating on who the best, yeah, we're going to have an argument. But if we're talking about this is what they're saying about you. Hey, Tony Mac, you and such is y'all arguably the greatest comedian of all time. You think I'm gonna be mad at that? If they put somebody's number one and I'm number two? Now I know I need to work harder, but I'm not gonna get mad at that. And the other reason why I want to have this debate, because I saw someone on the internet with a much larger platform than me, which was interesting, because I see that this same person keep throwing slight jabs at me, basically saying he thinks it's some hater energy when people bring up debates about who's better out of Michael Jordan and LeBron, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, whatever. He feel like anytime we're debating Michael Jackson versus Prince or any of that type of stuff, that's hater energy, which is very interesting because the same person that said that doesn't do anything but hate on everybody in their field. Everybody that puts better than them, they like to compare. Well, I'm not even mad at them. I'm just mad at the fact that they're trying to tell the world that that's hater energy, when the reality of life, we always compare. Everybody compares. If I ask you, who's probably better looking, the singer Maya or Beyonce? Is that saying any disrespect to any one of them? No, you're just recognizing that they're both great at how they're looking. Like I'm about to break down about this LeBron James and Michael Jordan, you dig? Now let's get on into it. Now I know a lot of y'all gonna think I'm riding with Michael Jordan in this discussion because me and him have the same haircut, the same hairline, and the same hair design. I get it. But I assure you, when I break this down, some of y'all gonna be mad with me. Everybody that look my age and a little older, you gonna be mad with this. Yeah, you're going to be mad with it. You know why? Because most of y'all be the ones that don't want to hear the other side of the argument. Most of y'all pro Michael Jordan heads. It's y'all that put out, be real, the hate energy. It's mainly y'all. Most of the people who think LeBron is the GOAT has nothing but respect and high regards to Michael Jordan. It's when you say LeBron is the GOAT, they got a million things to discredit LeBron. Now, let's be real on that one. Even if you think Jordan the GOAT, let's be honest with you. How many times did y'all bring up the fact that Jordan was bounced out in the first round of the playoffs in the 80s? Or do you make excuses for it? Because you love to bring up the fact that LeBron got swept by the Spurs in his first championship appearance. We love to talk about the meltdown that happened in Dallas. See, we love to talk about one person's shortcomings, but make excuses for the other. You know who generation I'm talking to. Because the youngsters, they keep it real. They okay. They know ain't nobody gonna go 6-0 anymore. You know, they know that ain't happening. The game is too evolved. A little boring though. I won't lie to y'all. Y'all do know the NBA is getting a little boring with all these millions of 3-point shots that they're coming up with. And the funny thing about it, I even seen the brother Jason Whitlock. He also blamed LeBron for that. And I said, well, when has it ever been a part of LeBron James's game to just stay on the outside and just chunk up threes? That don't even sound like Brian. To do double handle moves and then pull back for threes. That sound like LeBron James, y'all? Hey, LeBron my dude and all, but let's be real. Has he ever been known in the NBA for his great shooting ability and dribbling ability? That's something that come to mind. So how do we blame him for that? You see what I'm talking about? All the pro Jordan heads is going to find a way to discredit the other. But I don't see it the other way around. I don't see anybody discrediting Michael Jordan. Heck, the youngsters who say LeBron is the GOAT usually wearing Jordans. Let's just be 1,000 about it, right? You know? Anyway, Also, we gotta. I have always discredited Kobe Bryant and said he don't deserve in a GOAT conversation. But I do want to go to LA at some point in time, and I know how much y'all love Black Mamba and the love y'all have for him. It shows me a bigger impact. You know what I'm saying? So in honor of my fellow Lakers fans, because I'm a LeBron fan, you know, I'm one of them weirdos that whatever team LeBron go to, I'm a fan of that team until they get bounced out the playoffs. Then I'm gonna be like, I really wasn't a fan of them niggas anyway. So I'm an honorary. I ain't no real Lakers fan. I'm a LA Faker fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm a LA Faker fan. So I'm gonna slide Kobe up in the GOAT conversation now from here on out. I don't want to argue with it no more. I don't want to argue with it no more. Y'all feel like Kobe to GOAT? Hey, you know what? The fact that people fight that hard for Kobe, I'm gonna put him in there. I'm gonna go ahead and throw him in there because it's telling you something, you know. But when you say, I ain't gonna say no other name because I don't want to. I don't want to diss my boy Steph Curry, but it's like y'all putting this Steph Curry and GOAT conversations and top fives and all that, and I'm just kind of like the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? The dudes who I think it's disrespectful when they put the Steph Curry past the LeBron conversation, to me, because LeBron James had the light on him from 2003 until now. And LeBron got a light on him from 2003 till tomorrow because they're going to keep talking about him. As long as he in the NBA, they're going to keep talking about him. You know what I mean? Steph, on the other hand, people act like Steph was bragged about when he first came to the league. They act like he was one of the top point guards early on in his career, like Russell Westbrook never existed, like Chris Paul wasn't in the league, like Derrick Rose wasn't playing. When those guys was alive and healthy, they wasn't talking about Steph Curry. Now, when we bring up Kobe, Bron, Jordan, Shaq, Kareem, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, certain names like that, they was talked about from the rooter to the tutor. It's different, y'all. So that's the only thing I have. However, Steph Curry is the best shooter of all time. With that being said, he is a full-time champion, been to 7 finals. You can't knock the brother on that. You know what I'm saying? You know, if he was more of the facilitator, I would say Steph may be top 3 point guard of all time, but I don't know because he can play both positions where you quite push Steph. Me personally, I always think a point guard's job is to run the offense before scoring. I'm with that old school traditional mindset. So the guy who I actually think don't get enough credit in the NBA as far as his talent is Chris Paul. It's funny how people, when you say Chris Paul is a top 5 point guard of all time, folks look at you weird. And I'm like, when did that sound weird for the guy who's second in the all-time assist list? Or I think second or third. I believe he's second. Now, how does that sound weird if I say he's a top 5 point guard? A guy who also didn't have a lot of turnovers, man. See, that's how cold Steph Curry is, because when he crossed Chris Paul, he crossed that nigga out of history. It's like, to people's minds, that's what I'm trying to say, to other people's minds. But Chris Paul, top 5 point guard of all time. Anyway, back to the GOAT discussion, y'all. Bron versus Jordan. LeBron James versus Michael Jordan. We already get your argument, Jordan heads. 4 in 46 or whatever LeBron's championship finals record is never going to compete with 6-0. LeBron can go win 30 championships in a row. It's never going to compete with 6-0. But guess who else was 6-0 on that championship team? Scottie Pippen. But if I said LeBron is better than Scottie Pippen, you wouldn't bat an eye. So how could the 6-0 argument work for this guy, but not work for that guy? Interesting. Now, we get it. Jordan, arguably the greatest scorer of all time. You know what I'm saying? LeBron, you got the points and all that, but it's going to always be the argument that you just played more games. You know what I'm saying? Well, Jordan went to go live out his baseball fantasies. You played more games. I get it. I understand. However, he got the points too. So what else argument y'all got? Y'all know LeBron is a better passer. Y'all know LeBron's going to be a rebounder. But I know the one argument y'all ready to pull out your behinds. Pause, no homo. I mean, no, whatever. It ain't like YouTube gonna put this video out to 1 billion people anyway. Y'all do have your point, which you're gonna pull out your ass. is the kill mentality. The one argument I cannot make for my boy LeBron, I can't help you here, brother. You just got to go and face this one. Is that Dallas Mavericks series. That Dallas Mavericks series. It's not the fact that you lost, Brian. It's not the fact that you had lost that one. That was the problem. Because Michael Jordan probably would have, you'd have substituted LeBron off that team and put MJ at his best with D Wade against how them Dallas Mavericks was cooking that year. I think they'd have lost still. Because outside of the big three in Miami, you had, we get it, LeBron, D Wade, Chris Bosh. That's who, they were nice. Then you had like Mario Chalmers who was, stepping up doing this thing. But name somebody else on that team that you had faith in. Exactly. You go back to that roster, you will realize them Dallas Mavericks they should have kept that team together. Them boys that was a championship squad. It may not look like it because they're looking at it like, oh, you got Dirk Nowitzki and then you got like Jason Terry. Yeah, but you also had Sean Marion, DJ Augustine, Jason Kidd, JJ Barrera. You had a defensive player of the year that year, Tyson Chandler. You had a squad that year. So I still think Michael Jordan would have lost if you would have substituted LeBron off that team and put MJ in. The one thing, though, you ain't about to tell me MJ averaging 16, 17 in the finals. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Y'all got that argument. It ain't about wins and losses. It's how you win or lose. And that is always going to be the question everybody going to put in Brian's face, that where was your heart? Where was your heart in these situations? But nobody never gives LeBron credit on the other side when he's actually willing to make the selfless best decision on the court, where other guys, Kobe, rest in peace, Bean Bryant, Michael Jordan, have forced shots that didn't go in when guys were wide open and they should have made that pass. And a lot of times we'll say, well, that's just their heart. That's just their grit. That's their real. That's their killer instinct. That's their will to win. Yeah, but the rest of the team is like, you big-headed motherfucker. You could have passed the ball, so we could have won. So we actually could have won. So sometimes it's a question of, is it your killer instinct or your selfish nature? Because some people could say, yeah, MJ had killer instinct. Others could say he was a ball hog. I don't know. I ain't saying I'm a fan of both of them. Honestly, my true opinion of it, and I'm going to give y'all that before I get up off of here, is they both the GOATs. And what's wrong with saying that? They both are the greatest players we have seen of all time. And what's even better than that, and I'm also going to throw Kareem Abdul-Jabbar up in there. So, in my opinion, there's 3 GOATs of the NBA, But the dopeness about the 3 GOATs of the NBA, the 3-headed monster of the NBA, is A, they did it for more than, they held the mantle of, I'm the de facto guy in the NBA for more than 10 years. They never embarrassed us as a race culture. You got to give them to that. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, but Michael Jordan owned private prisons. And I'm like, yeah, you dumb enough to not do research because Michael Jordan actually don't own private prisons. Michael Jordan is a very common name, fool, but Michael Jeffrey Jordan that played for the Bulls don't own private prisons. Do some research for y'all to get mad. Anyway, other than that, they have never shamed our communities. Neither one of the 3. And the third and most important part, which has everything to do with the game of basketball, not just my opinion off the court, all 3 of them dominated the game in 3 different ways. Kareem did it from the post. Michael Jordan changed and solidified what you do at the 2-guard position. We know historically the 2-guard was usually, you were a D and 3 guy. You was a guy that usually played great perimeter defense and you stood out on the wing until guys like Elgin Baylor, and then, of course, even more solidified, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, you changed the game. After Michael Jordan, you've seen a whole school of guys want to be 2 guards, i.e. Kobe Bryant, i.e. Allen Iverson, i.e. Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter. The list can go on and on. All of those guys that came out between those 90s and 2000 eras, they did that because they wanted to be like Michael Jordan. And it showed. They became great players. And also LeBron James, you got to look at it as he changed the way you looked at a position. Back in the day, if a guy was LeBron James' side, he's 6'8", he going to get out there on the block, we going to make him play power forward. LeBron changed the way you moved all that. First, you had guys like, Magic Johnson, who, people consider Magic a point guard, but I guess Magic would have probably been one of the first guys to be, hey, I'm 6'8", 6'9", but I can handle that thing. And I can facilitate and run his offense. You know what I'm saying? But you open the doors for guys like Grant Hill, and even more specifically, a brother like LeBron James, who damn near perfected the point forward position. Scottie P, we got to throw Scottie P up in that as well. One of the original point forwards. Guys who, after Bron, you kind of see now more power forwards and centers running the point guard position. You got Giannis Antetokounmpo. You got Jokic, a whole center out there changing the game up. That's going to be possibly, I might have to come back in another 15, 20 years and add Jokic to that list of, make it a four-headed monster, make it a true Mount Rushmore of GOATs in the NBA. I know y'all like, man, you crazy you say that right now. Yeah, but what other center playing point? Exactly. But the point I'm making is the three GOATs of it all, they all did change the game in their own way. They all changed the game in their own way, and that's what make them the three-headed GOAT monster. Now, y'all have to feel how you want to feel. If you feel like Jordan to go, you feel like Bron to go, you feel like Kobe to go, hey, you feel like Bubba Chuck AI to go. You had that right, baby. I ain't here to take your opinion away from you, my man. I ain't the one to do it for you. I just wanted to drop my opinion, and it's Tony Mack, where it's always real, but it's always love. Peace.